Mickey and Matt, yeah, they're cranking it up. Jumping down theories like a hyperactive pup. Rambo Joe lit the fuse, Dave said take control. Now we're broadcasting live above the rabbit hole. Ancient aliens, lizard kings, government plots and shadowy things. Laughing while they're chasing the truth in the dark. Are we crazy? Sure, but that's the spark. So smash that like button, buckle in tight. We're going down deeper than a cue drop tonight. 10 for shining, the jokes are rolling. Hold on folks, the truth is scrolling. Yeah, smash that like button. Welcome to the show. We're live above the rabbit hole. Mickey's on the mic, dropping jokes like bombs. Matt's taking notes while he's reading the Psalms. Bigfoot, chemtrails, a man in black. Whatever you believe, it'll make you laugh back. Was it real? Was it stage? Was the moon landing fake? Ask the boys, they know the code. Or at least they'll improvise an episode. Smash that like button, let the madness roll. Welcome to the wild side. Above the rabbit hole.
Isn't that special?
Here
Our
we
own
are.
intro, buddy. That's an awesome
It's a
intro.
rockin' tune. I think people are digging it.
It's pretty wild, dude. How you doing, Matt?
I'm doing great, man.
Yeah, good.
Excited about today's show.
Yeah, today's an interesting one because this one affects every human.
It has to. It's
Right.
our food. It's how we sustain ourselves, right?
Yeah. I mean, now, listen. Today's topic is interesting because our sponsor, right, Unicity,
Yeah.
Feel Great, helps you get in shape, right? And a lot of people's problems are what they eat. But I believe that most people do have the best intentions. If people could eat healthy, I think they would. And then people also say things like, well, it's not easy to get healthy food. No, it is. It's just, you're not going to find them where you're shopping.
Yeah, some communities.
Convenience.
That's true.
Yes.
But you're right. And it's where you're shopping within the store. We're going to get into that as well.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I got a whole thing. I wrote a whole monologue about the food industry.
Yeah.
I might read it later.
Okay. Well,
Because
you know,
listen,
we should probably say up front here that we are not experts on any of this information.
no, you got to go further than that. We're not
just-
experts on anything.
We're just two dudes who have gathered information, and we're trying to make an educated decision about what we think about the food industry, and you can help us with that today.
So, Matt, let me just start the show like this, if you don't mind. Do you mind if I do a little
Go for it.
monologue?
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
think you'd enjoy it. This basically, Matt, this is what I need you to do. I need you to ask me a hypothetical question and say, Mickey, if the food industry was put on trial, what would it be charged with? Can you
Yeah.
ask me that?
Yes.
All right, I'm ready.
I'll say, first of all, that our title today is, our topic today is Our Food, Is It Killing Us?
Correct.
We're going to investigate how food is decided, marketed, regulated, and whether that system harms us. And yes, Mick, if our food industry was put on trial, do you think they would be charged with something? And if so, what would they be charged with?
No matter, I have to put my glasses on to read, as you know. But if the food industry were put on trial, here's what it would be charged with, in my humble opinion. First of all, the modern food industry doesn't just feed people. It engineered it. First, let's start with ultra-processed foods. Product designed for shelf life and profit, not human biology. They hijack hunger cues, wreck gut health, and are strongly linked to obesity, diabetes, and depression. Then there's sugar, quietly added to foods that never needed it, bread, sauces, yogurt. The result? Insulin resistance, fatty liver disease in kids, and chronic inflammation. And they knew. Internal documents proved it. Next, addiction by design. Corporations literally studied the brain to find the perfect sugar, fat, salt bliss point. That's that part when you're eating where you go, ah, you're so happy. The
Yeah.
bliss point.
You're going for that next chip. I want another one.
Yeah, you can't
Yeah.
stop doing it,
Right.
right? That keeps you eating even when you're full. That's what the bliss point does. That's not a lack of willpower. That's manipulation. Now, fake health labels came next. Low fat, heart healthy, natural, all while loading products with refined carbs and seed oils. People followed the advice and got even more sick, more fat, and more obese. Speaking of seed oils, we flooded the food supply with industrial oils humans never consumed at scale before. Cheap, unstable, and inflammatory. Introduced without long-term safety data, leaving humans to find out later what those results were. Here we are later finding out what those results are. A unhealthy, unclean, and unstudied food table. Then the science got bought. Corporations funded studies, influenced guidelines, and buried sugar's role for decades. Confusion wasn't an accident. All part of the strategy, Matt. Then they came after the kids. Hard. Cartoons, toys, schools. Hook them young.
Pretty colors.
Yep. Lock in taste preferences for life. You ever notice portions got bigger? Now everything's
it's
huge.
incredible. Plates are bigger.
Not because we needed more food. They needed more profit. Add in chemical additives, approved individually, never tested together, consumed daily together for decades. No idea what the combination of these chemicals together could produce or would do to a body. And finally, the bill. The food industry took the profit. Society got the disease. Trillions in healthcare costs. Listen to that word. Trillions are linked directly to food, chronic illness as normal life. This isn't about personal responsibility anymore. It's about an environment engineered against human biology, and we're all living inside of it. Matt, that is my opening diatribe.
Well, I like it. And I think that we need to go through that and piece by piece, pick it apart.
Oh, funny you say that. I have everything
and show
here
some evidence here.
broken down.
For instance, here's a shocking fact for you.
Yeah.
Approximately 70 to 80% of the items you find in your grocery store are not food.
Yep.
They are classified as ultra processed.
Yep.
Meaning they are formulated from industrial ingredients rather than being whole foods, making them non-food in terms of nutritional value. And as you mentioned, consuming high quantities of these processed foods is associated with an increased risk of heart disease, obesity, type 2 diabetes, and even dementia. And I've got a clip here from a guy named Calley Means.
What's his name?
His name is Calley, Calley.
Okay.
Calley Means.
Yep. What do you say?
He's a former food lobbyist for Big Pharma, and he's basically a whistleblower here, and he's talking about all of the ultra processed food.
The foundation of our diet is three things when you look at any label. It's added sugar, processed sugar, which basically didn't exist 100 years ago. It's just from natural sources. Ultra processed grains, which were invented 100 years ago. The processing takes the fiber off. They're basically hidden sugars, devoid of nutritional value. And seed oils. Seed oils are the top source of American calories. And this is actually
seed oils
seed
are
oil.
the top
Yeah.
source of American calories.
Soybean oil, canola oil. This is the baseline of American calories right now. And these seed oils were actually created by John D. Rockefeller as a byproduct of oil production. It's basically engine lubricant. And the Rockefeller and those aligned with him actually lobbied to have this suitable for human consumption. That's how seed oils came into the American diet. They're much cheaper, but they're highly inflammatory. And just by definition, just at the highest level, these ingredients and all the chemicals we can't name that are in ultra-processed food are not natural ingredients that our bodies are made to handle. So there's, as we talk about in Good Energy, this produces a lot of side effects to our cells. The food industry isn't trying to kill Americans. They're trying to make food cheap and addictive.
Yeah,
Machine oil.
dude, listen, this one really got on me. It got to me today because, yesterday I started reading about it and I can go real deep real fast. I just have that kind of brain. I can take it all in and see through it. John Rockefeller is spoken of in American folklore like a god in a lot of circles. He's also one of the biggest pieces of crap that ever lived. It was all about profit. It was everything they did was about money. So I don't want to, I'm just at the point where I go, okay, yeah, we see it. Why doesn't tomorrow, this is the part I go, wake up, America. Tomorrow they're lining up in Minneapolis over ice. Hey, I got news for you. American kids born here. Those little fat kids you see running around in the playgrounds, they'll be dead by 50 if you don't get a grip on this. This is the real war we're fighting.
You're right.
Corporations.
Here's more on ultra processed foods.
Yeah.
Our grocery aisles are filled with foods designed to keep us hooked. Products that are scientifically crafted to make us crave more. From sodas and snacks to frozen meals and even supposedly healthy options, the same addictive ingredients are present. High fructose corn syrup, artificial sweeteners, MSG, and a cocktail of preservatives. These ingredients are not just additives. They are specifically engineered to hijack our taste buds and keep us reaching for more. High fructose corn syrup, for example, is a cheaper alternative to sugar that's found in nearly everything. Soft drinks, bread, sauces, and even yogurts. It doesn't just add sweetness, it disrupts our metabolism and contributes to obesity, diabetes, and liver disease. Then there's MSG, a flavor enhancer commonly found in chips, canned soups, and fast food, which triggers our brain's pleasure centers, making food taste irresistibly good while masking poor quality ingredients. Another major offender is seed oils like soybean, canola, and corn oil. Originally developed as industrial lubricants, these oils are now a staple in processed foods because they are cheap. However, they are highly inflammatory and linked to chronic health issues like heart disease, obesity, and cancer. Studies have shown that these oils now make up a significant portion of the average American diet, despite being nutritionally devoid and harmful. When you look at any nutrition label today, you'll often see a mix of added sugars, processed grains, and seed oils, ingredients that didn't even exist a century ago. This toxic trio is now the foundation of our diet, leading to widespread metabolic dysfunction, chronic diseases, and a healthcare system overwhelmed with preventable conditions.
So, to reiterate, that is 70 to 80% of what you're looking at in the grocery store.
Yep.
And this is part of the answer right here, as far as not supporting with our dollars all this garbage. They say to shop the perimeter.
Yes.
Which is where the healthier foods are, because you still have to worry about buying food from healthy animals.
Yeah.
As well.
Yes, dude, here's what it all comes down to for me. I'm at this point now where I just think like this. If I know the name of the company on the packaging, probably not good. If I know the name of the food brand, it's not good food. Why would food need to advertise? Think about that. I should be able to walk up. It should say eggs.
Well, the answer is profit.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
That's what this is all about. And
Yeah.
I don't want to do the show any other way. That's what this show is about.
We're going to get into food company names here in a minute. I want to talk about that, but I think it's also worth mentioning that the food pyramid is just bull. The way this was created, I remember growing up with this. I think it was originally formed in the 70s, but this is the 1992 food pyramid that essentially came together. Not designed by science really, but more about designed by what would be profitable by these food companies. You want to hear about this?
Yeah, of course I do.
Guidance that we received on what to eat came in 1992 via the food pyramid, a completely manipulated work of fake public health.
And by the way, this is her name is Alex Clark. She's a nutrition expert, and she's testifying at a Senate hearing here.
Yeah.
Crafted by the Department of Agriculture. The food pyramid told us that all fat was bad, a lie. It told us to make complex carbs like pasta, bread, and processed breakfast cereal the bedrock of our diet, not because it was healthy, but because it was the most profitable recommendation for big ag and big food. We became the first generation subjected to sugary, fattening, inflammatory foods deliberately engineered to be as addictive as heroin, thanks to the food companies buying the scientists from the cigarette companies for that exact purpose. In the 80s and 90s, the same era as the food pyramid scam, youth obesity tripled from 5% to 15%. Today, in 2024, close to half of all American kids are overweight or obese. Now, why are you surprised?
It's disgusting, dude.
Yeah. I mean, look at the bottom of this pyramid. This model recommends 6 to 11 daily servings of grains, which is criticized now for potentially causing overeating and also not differentiating between healthy and unhealthy fats, as she was kind of mentioning there.
No, I agree, dude. I mean, whenever I hear this, I mean, I'm at the point now. I don't care what anybody says. I taught myself how to lose weight, and it's really easy. You just have to eat less. And people go, "Oh, it's so easy." It is. Stop. Set a timer. Eat for 7 minutes.
You're right. It's tough.
Wait 5, and then if you're still hungry, eat.
I agree with you to an extent, but as you mentioned before, these foods are engineered now so that people just eat more and more. It's triggering something within our DNA, something within our biology to continue to consume.
Well,
Because when we were hunter-gatherers, we didn't necessarily come across food every day. So it said when you find something sweet, when you found a piece of fruit and you tasted that sugar, that triggered something in your brain to tell you to keep eating. Eat as much of that as you can because you might not see food in the near future. And this might have to sustain you for several days before you find something else to eat.
No, dude, I'm just at the point where it's like, I blame people.
Yeah.
I do blame people too. You know what I mean? I mean, if you're that dumb, then I don't know what to say. I mean, if you can't figure out that if something says, you can't, if something says it's healthy, no fat. No, fat is stupid. Fat is good for the brain.
Well, that was part of the food industry's propaganda.
Correct, because fat is expensive to raise. Animal fat, you got to feed it. You got to raise it. Like the thing that I honestly just get so, like, I have people in my life. When I say obsessed with food, it's a mental disorder.
I think I have that.
You're kind of there. Like everything revolves
food.
around. It's like, what are we doing later? I don't know. Where are we eating?
Well, right. It's also not only that. It's a
social.
It's a social thing for me.
But
yeah.
what happens is people don't realize that the social part is supposed to happen whether the food is there or not. Most people now are in this thing where
Sure.
it's all about the food, the restaurant, the environment, all this stuff. And it's like, it's so annoying. Like, it's like, God, it's food. Like, we have to eat it. Yes, there are things that I love that are terrible for me. Doritos. Dude, you see me with my little Cheeto addiction.
Yeah.
I love Cheetos, right?
You were munching them before the show.
I eat about 10 or 12. I get my little Cheeto break.
Have you ever read those ingredients?
Listen,
These little unnaturally orange things?
Of course. I get it. That's the whole point. But I eat 7 of them.
Yeah.
Not the bag. Right? I mean, the body can resist a lot of things that aren't good for it. But when the very basis of the food,
yeah,
like, I mean, people don't even realize, like, vegetable glycerin is the same vape in Twinkies. It's the same juice that's used in my vape. This is vegetable propylene glycol and vegetable oils.
Yeah. There's a lot of
nicotine.
stuff that is not food and not really meant for consumption, especially in large portions in our diets. Unfortunately, I think that I am more of a live to eat kind of a person rather than an eat to live type person, like my daughter would be. My daughter's more of an eat to live. I'm more of a live to eat.
Listen, I'm turning into an eat to live person. I really am.
I think you have to.
I would rather eat a half an ounce of food 10 times a day. Just snack during the day. I'm hungry. Let me eat some nuts. Let me eat an apple.
Yeah, it's about choices though too. Like you said, like Whole Foods. You got to pick this stuff around the perimeter of the grocery store.
Well, that's the other thing. If you're going up and it's got a shiny bag it's in, don't eat it. Don't eat it. If it looks great, don't eat it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when you go, like, and people go, I get frustrated because, like, I understand that it's not easy. You got kids, you got a schedule, you got to make dinner. Is it much easier to grab something that's pre-made, pop it in the microwave in a big dish, put it on the table, feed them 3 kids, tell your fat husband to get off the couch?
The other problem with that is too is that real food spoils very quickly.
Of
So
course
it's like
it
you
does.
can't put it on your shelf for the week.
I tell people all the time, you should go to the grocery store every day.
Yeah.
Make it, go get your vegetables, go get what you need that night, cook it, and it's gone.
Eat
No, what
around
you
the
do-
perimeter of the grocery store. And unfortunately, there's only a few things in those. You've got like rice and beans, but
There's pasta in there.
But most of the stuff in those aisles,
It's just
it ain't
bagged-
food.
It's bagged shit. I'll pay the $1 for my cost because that's what it is.
Yeah.
It is bagged S.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing. Think about this. When we were kids, there were way less fat people. There were fat people. But dude, I'm sorry. What percentage of adults do you think are fat?
I think when I was growing up was the beginning of this whole revolution.
No,
I
we
mean,
are the first
in
generation.
the 70s and 80s.
Dude, we got
You know.
fed. They somehow made a cheese that they could wrap in plastic, put it around it all the way individually, put
Yeah.
that in another bag, and the cheese don't melt.
I mean, we were eating blue juice and,
Yeah.
you know,
Red dye number 9.
Sugar cereal was
Yeah.
encouraged for breakfast. I mean, just
Dude.
a bowl of sugar.
It's just like, I think, and here's the other problem. We don't teach people how to cook anymore. That's the big problem.
Yeah. Somebody on here said part of the other problem is the microwave. You're right. We could get into that whole thing another day, but you're right. That just eating out of the microwave.
I cook a lot,
Is a
right?
problem.
When I'm with people and we're going to have dinner, I like to cook. And you won't believe this. I swear to you, I'm a good cook. Like, I'm a really good cook.
I believe you, man. You have some Italian roots.
But I mean, and I learned, you know,
Yeah.
but I know how to cook and I know how to grill. Like, I'm good in the kitchen. Like, you know, could I run a restaurant? Probably not, but I can make some dishes you'd think a world-class chef made.
Yeah, I do all right. I try.
By the way, I want to thank Car Fetcher. You guys are good. Love the show. Love that you are real people. And that's a $20 rant, Matt.
Oh, thank you so much.
That is very, very kind of you. But Matt, you know, this show, like, this one got me fired up today because this is one of those shows where you really just have to listen to people. You have to, don't listen to anyone above me and Matt, meaning status wise. Like, don't listen to celebrities. They're getting paid to tell you whatever they're telling you. You could say the same for Matt and I about Unicity. But here's what's going to happen. In a month and a half, if we didn't lose weight or don't feel better, we're going to tell you, don't buy Unicity.
Yeah, we're treating this as Unicity as kind of a show for us.
Yep.
Right? Doesn't
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
So here's another piece of the puzzle that you got to equate here when you're talking about big food and
Yeah.
is our food killing us? You know, there is a revolving door of executives and officials working for our Food and Drug Administration and the private food, agricultural, and pharmaceutical industries. So, you know, the term revolving door refers to the frequent movement of individuals between government regulatory agencies like the FDA and the industries they oversee, which is conflict of interest. Check this out.
FDA is our protection. Our government has put the FDA in charge of protecting us for our food. The Food and Drug Administration, now, it's completely underfunded. It has a revolving door between big agriculture, pharmaceutical companies. I mean, it's pretty well known. I'm not pointing out anything that most of you don't already know. But we need to do something about this. This needs to get changed. And I know there are groups out there who are making headway with this, but I would love for you guys to share some of the groups that are making the biggest impact. That's what this is about. We want to find the groups that are making the biggest impact and where can we put some resources to really get.
I got a quick question.
Yeah.
Is this a Gavin Newsom body double? He looks like if Gavin Newsom gained 20 pounds and joined like a motorcycle
Oh my
weekend
God.
club.
Don't start more conspiracies.
Do you
Nick.
see what I'm saying
Yeah,
now?
I do. I see it.
Look
yes.
at this guy. I can't trust him. Go ahead.
Get something done.
Yeah.
A couple of interesting things. The way it's set up right now, the FDA has basically allowed the fox to guard the hen house. 65% of the funding for the FDA comes from big pharma, the big pharmaceutical companies. So how much regulation do you think that they're really actually able to do if they're the ones writing their paychecks? If I'm writing your paychecks and you're working for me, guess what? I'm going to have some influence over the decisions that you make. Close to 30% of all the experts who vote on the FDA panel have some kind of outside influence that they profit from. Now, they're supposed to disclose this, but it doesn't always happen. So if we got 30% of the people who have a benefit by a financial gain, or an influence gain or a power gain or a political gain by what their vote is, to be influenced by that. Do you think that that's a fair system? I don't. I don't think any of us would think that's a fair system, but that's the way the system is set up right now.
Yeah. For instance, this guy right here, Jim Jones.
I mean, you going to take a guy's name named Jim Jones?
Jim Jones.
Last time he made something to drink, like 700 people died.
This guy worked for General Foods as a regulatory foods manager, and then he went on to be the FDA's deputy commissioner for human foods in 2023. So they're all just, moving in and out of these food, drug, agriculture, and the FDA.
Matt, this is something I've been waiting to say on this show for a long time.
Yeah.
Here's what I want to tell you. If you need help figuring out why the world is so jacked up, I'm going to take a moment and say this. When you see a guy like that guy, can you bring that guy's picture back up? Just that guy's picture. Jim Jones there. Look at that guy. So he worked for a corporation that is horrible in what they do. That's where he learned everything. Then he's hired by our government to run the FDA. Now, do you think that Big Ag would have let this douche become the head of the FDA if he wasn't already in their pocket?
Well, that's exactly what it is.
So my point being, tell me what sense it makes to even permit a guy that worked for these corporations to then go work for a government agency that regulates those same corporations.
Yeah.
For instance, it would be this. You and I, Matt, are bank robbers. And they decide, you know what we're going to do? We're going to have Mickey and Matt guard that bank to make sure nobody robs it. It's exactly what they're doing.
Of course.
And we sit here.
It's conflict of interest.
We sit here every day and we throw our hands up and we go, oh my God, look at this. Yeah, look at it. You know how to change all of this? Stop talking about who's going to be president in 2028. Stop talking about who's going to be vice president. Stop talking about who's going to run Iran. And all you got to do is find out who's the guy from your neighborhood. Start there. Start with the guy that represents your neighborhood. Find out who he is. Find out where he's from. Find out who he works for. Find out what his interests are. And immediately judge him. Immediately put him on the spot or her. Hey, I would like to know how you feel about this. Oh, gosh, well, all I do is fix potholes and stop signs. Then get out. You're part of the problem. I need somebody that wants to work their way up with these messages that have our needs in mind. All this can be fixed overnight from your own neighborhood. Work outwards. Stop trying to attack the top of the mountain. Surround it.
There's an awful lot of money involved. And you go, well, how many food company guys could possibly make their way to the top of the FDA? Well, here's something that is a little bit unsettling too. There aren't that many guys. And you know why? It's because the United States food market is dominated by only a few large corporations.
Every one of those companies in the middle own everything.
Yeah, these 10 companies control everything you buy in the grocery store. Nestle, PepsiCo, Coca-Cola, Unilever, Mondelez International, General Mills, Kellogg's, Dannon, Mars Inc., Associated British Foods.
Matt, let me ask you a question. If they came out tomorrow and said, all right, everybody, listen, here's what we do. We're cleaning up the FDA. We're cleaning up Big Ag. You're going to get healthy, wholesome foods from now on. However, it's going to be 25% more expensive, but it'll be healthy, no chemicals, no addictive supplements, just healthy food. Would you pay the extra 25%?
I wouldn't like to pay the extra 20, but I would. And I do buy when I go to the grocery store.
Yeah.
I will spend more for healthy food.
Yeah, most people won't.
Yeah.
Because that's what food is. It's now a commodity instead of a necessity.
Yep. I'm gonna play you something here from actually, hold on, I gotta get rid of something.
By the way, Marilyn Kiefer lady, it's hard to read this. I milk goats, so I have all the, I guess that's kefir and kefir cheese I want. Goats aren't for everyone. That's a fact. I'm going to tell you something. I would eat goat cheese all day long. It's one of my favorite cheeses, goat cheese.
Yeah.
I love goat cheese. I like milk. I love milk. But, the last 20 years of my life, growing up, Cal Ripken told me drink milk. I drank milk every day. Then I find out I got to drink skim milk. I'm not.
Yeah,
listen,
I wonder about dairy, though, too.
I think
how good it is for you.
I think it's good for you.
You're drinking the food for a baby cow.
I don't care. It's a mammal, and it has all the nutrients, vitamins, and minerals that any other mammal would need. That's another BS thing. Oh, it's meant for cows. Okay, so's the ocean. So's fresh water.
It's a whole thing. We could get into it another time. This is Callie Means, the former lobbyist for Big Pharma, the whistleblower, talking about the food companies.
1990s, the two largest food companies in the world were R.J. Reynolds and Philip Morris. What happened is when the Surgeon General way too late in the 1980s said cigarettes were maybe problematic, these were some of the largest companies in the world with the largest cash piles of any company in the world. So what they did is they used their cash piles to buy food companies. We think about the 80s as the Wall Street era M&A, a lot of deals. The two biggest M&A deals up until 1990 in world history were cigarette companies buying food companies.
What do you think of that? Cigarette companies own food, big food.
Yeah, dude.
The same people who are in the business of addiction are now figuring out how to get you addicted to food. If that doesn't scare the crap out of you.
Here's all I'm saying. Whenever you let corporations control industries and they're publicly traded, they have an obligation to make as much money as they can. The very idea that you would allow food companies to become publicly traded, therefore becoming nothing more than a profit center in health or food, is the very basis of our problems. I'm sorry, R.J. Reynolds, that you own Nestle and that you're killing us and that we're saying you don't get to do that anymore. Like, we do get to say that. Here's the other thing. I don't want to hear it from people anymore. You want to put these corporations in their place? Don't buy their shit. All you got to do, pick one company a year, one corporation a year, and say, we're not buying anything from you or that you're subsidiaries of until you're fixed.
I think we got to go a step further even. I think we have to say we're going to start buying real food again. We're just going to buy whole food.
That's it.
We're not going to buy the crap that's in the middle of the grocery store, with the exception of, like we said, beans and rice and things like that. But for the most part, all that garbage in there is no good if you stop supporting it.
You want to hear something else wild? Nicotine, by the way, is maybe the least harmful thing in a cigarette.
There's like 100 chemicals in there.
It's like thousands.
Yeah.
Arsenic,
formaldehyde,
bleach,
right? Yeah.
Like, it's crazy, right? So
no longer the biggest killer, by the way. You know what the biggest killer is?
Of what?
Ultra processed foods.
Yeah, dude. Matt, I don't know about you, but I have an entire breakdown here of the food industry. I put a lot of work into this one today.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something about ultra processed foods. It's an engineered food, right? And it's packed with refined sugars, seed oils, additives, flavor enhancers, designed for shelf life and compulsive eating. That was the entire purpose of UPFs, right?
It's the cigarette companies, man.
Listen,
it's the guys that already get you addicted.
They know how to do it. Here's the harm it causes UPFs. Strongly linked to obesity, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, depression. Now, I'm going to tell you something else that I wasn't going to say on the show, but I've said it publicly before. A year and 3 months ago, I ended a 25-year run of meds, psychiatric meds for depression, anxiety, and all that, right? I was on it all, dude. Paxil, Wellbutrin, Effexor, Cymbalta. Over the years, I did everything, and I was at the highest doses for most of them, whatever. I decided when I went into the hospital to get real, like, mental health help, I decided I wanted to find where I was just as a natural person. No medicines. Where was I really sitting? Dude, within a month, I was walking around, stopping. Now, I had about a week and a half, 2 weeks of like, I call them the zaps. If you've ever been on these kind of medicines.
Yeah, give you a little brain zaps.
So you get these zaps, like literally you're sitting there, like you hear it and feel it. It's bizarre, man. So anyway, you get through those. And all of a sudden, one day I'm walking around, I'm like, I just felt lighter on my feet. It was weird. Weighed myself. I was down like 4 pounds. I was like, wow. I noticed too, when I would eat, I would just eat less. Well, I'm filling up faster, right? And I started, and over months, I realized something, man. I was alive again. I was cognizant of my surroundings. For 20 years, I just was numb, dude. I just sat around like this. I don't have any feelings. I'm mad. I'm sad. I'm depressed.
I mean,
but I didn't go insane.
I think they help some people, but you're right. You don't do yourself any favors if you're not also at least eating well, exercising, and getting good sleep. I mean, those are massive things when you talk about mental health.
Yeah. Dude, one of the other things, and I'm reading the chat room, it's a couple things people are putting up. Think about nicotine. I did a dive on nicotine when I got in the vape business years ago. Do you know what nicotine's natural, what it really does in the world, where like the highest concentrate of nicotine is? It's in eggplants. Did you know that?
No.
And do you know what nicotine is in nature?
What is it?
It's a mosquito repellent. Nicotine repels mosquitoes. It's just a natural thing that eggplants have. I guess mosquitoes would love eggplants. Whatever, nicotine is in them, and it's a repellent. And it's wild when you see like that it can benefit the body in some ways. I mean, obviously, smoking, that way of taking nicotine is terrible, right? You're just carcinogens in your lungs. But like, there is so much other use for things that these corporations grab them and they go, oh, you know what it's good for? It keeps your blood sugar. I'm not saying it does, but say something keeps your blood sugar down, right? You go, oh, that's good. And they go, yeah, we should put that in food. Yeah. But you know what else it does? Makes you crave red grapes. Well, then we should start a red grape company.
Yeah.
Right? That's just, no matter what advantage they find a way to make money on the bad side of it.
Of course. And we've got some cool, not cool evidence, but we got some evidence coming up of what they're doing in there with these chemicals and things. But
yeah,
one of the other things we have to look at when we're talking about these giant food companies is the lobbying. Big food lobbying greatly affects our food safety regulations.
Yeah.
And big food companies are spending billions of dollars each year. The ultra processed food industry is a major spender, with one report finding over $1 billion in lobbying spending in just 2025. So they're employed directly or indirectly to persuade lawmakers to make decisions that align with their clients' wishes. And here's Callie Means talking about that again.
They didn't just stop at manipulating the food itself. They took their lobbying playbook to a whole new level, targeting the institutions that Americans trust the most. The cigarette companies poured millions into lobbying efforts, influencing public health guidelines and dietary recommendations. They paid off prestigious institutions like Harvard, Stanford, and even government agencies like the FDA and USDA to produce favorable research. Reports funded by these companies downplayed the dangers of sugar and ultra-processed foods, convincing the public that these harmful ingredients were safe. This wasn't just a shift in policy. It was a deliberate, well-funded campaign to rewrite the science of nutrition, making ultra-processed foods the new normal. They weren't just buying companies, they were buying credibility and trust. What you're about to hear from Callie will reveal just how deep this manipulation runs. Let's listen in.
And what I learned, in the morning meeting with the food companies trying to lobby and influence the USDA being the lifeblood of nutrition research, paying off nutrition research at Harvard and Stanford as a junior employee, shocked by that.
So you saw that?
Oh, my first week, as working for these industries, it was a list of top professors. And the food industry pays 11 times more for foundational nutrition research than the NIH. You go to any nutrition school in the country, the lifeblood of their school, they'll proudly admit this is from the processed food industry. In the past 2 years, there's been 50,000 peer-reviewed research studies on nutrition. We're the only animal that has peer-reviewed nutrition studies, and we're the only animals that are systematically obese, diabetic, and being crippled by metabolic dysfunction.
Funded by the ultra-processed food industry.
Dude, you know, it's like people, I think the Rockefeller started the World Health Organization. I really do.
Well, it's funny you say that because listen, in addition to all this lobbying that they're doing, they're doing stuff like this.
Introducing Americans for Ingredient Transparency. Sounds great, right? Well, there's one tiny problem. It's a front group. What's a front group, you might ask? Well, it's an organization that appears to represent grassroots citizens and public interest causes. But in reality, it's funded, directed, and operated by big corporations. These front groups often use consumer-friendly names like Americans for Affordable Energy and Citizens for Food Freedom, my personal favorite. This gives the impression of broad public support, like an organization that your grandmother might donate to. And few names are more front groupy than Americans for Ingredient Transparency. And this front group is bankrolled by big food heavyweights like General Mills, Coca-Cola, and PepsiCo. And their real goal is? Well, it's not transparency. They want to block state laws across the country that protect families from toxic food chemicals. From California to West Virginia, states are stepping up to ban harmful chemicals linked to cancer, behavioral issues, and developmental harm. And Big Food wants to stop them. And an upcoming bill in Congress could hand Big Food their dream prize, a national ban that wipes out all state laws that protect consumers from toxic food ingredients. Families deserve to know the truth about what's in their food. Not another slick PR campaign cooked up by food industry lobbyists to deceive the public and roll back state food safety laws. Americans for Ingredient Transparency? Are you kidding me? Maybe try Corporations for Ingredient Toxicity. That's a better fit.
So slimy.
It's beyond.
I mean, not only are they lobbying our government, but then they form these organizations that people go, yeah, I want to know what's in my food. I want to know what's in the ingredients and what all that stuff really means. When essentially what it sounds like is it's misinformation.
It's all lies
that they're passing along to you.
Remember truth.org?
Yeah.
The anti-smoking thing?
Yep.
Look into that one time.
Yeah.
The funding and where the money went and how they were able to buy other companies. They got people not to smoke, which was great. The companies that made cigarettes were behind it. And where do you see what they led people into? Also, Joan Anderson with a $5 rant. I'm just about as talked down to about my whole food eating as being an anon. So sad. Hard to socialize in any way anymore. Stop drinking too. Well, Joan, let me tell you this. Take it from Matt and I. We're two guys that are never tired of talking about things or socializing with the rest of you nut jobs. In fact, we're doing a social night every Wednesday at my club.
He means that so affectionately
as
well.
Hammerjack's Comedy Club. Wednesday nights is, we just call it conspiracy night. No comedy shows. We sit around and socialize.
Yeah.
And we just talk to people. We just talk. And we had a great time last week. If you want to come out this week, come on out. Starting slow, building it. Just talk with you. Might be 3 people there, might be 40. We don't know. Eat, drink, hang out. Talk about it publicly, socially. Make new friends. That's what it's all about, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, you learned, especially when you were down in Florida, you heard a lot of stories about people just being ostracized from their families and cut ties with people.
You know what else?
Friends, longtime friends. It's a real bummer.
You know what's nuts, dude? Like I think about certain things sometimes, like butter. Like butter. I've been eating butter for millennia. Remember in the last 30 years, I can't have butter. Butter's bad. It's got fat. Nothing but fat.
Yeah, they started pushing margarine, which is essentially plastic.
Which is chemicals.
Yeah.
So we can make butter way cheaper. We can just melt these Coke bottles and we can dye it yellow and make butter out of it. And it's better for you because it's not.
You get Fabio to talk about it.
Yeah, it's not butter. Just don't eat butter. Butter's what's bad.
I can't believe it's not butter.
And another thing, fat people. You got to stop blaming the food, too. When you're really fat.
I'm not blaming the food, man.
No, but fat people do that.
I don't do that.
Listen, this is a message for fat people, too. You got fat because of the food. That's why you got fat. So correct that. Just correct the amount and what? And watch the weight fall off.
Yeah.
Stop that.
Unfortunately, with a lot of people, like food addiction is it's emotional too, you know?
People need to quit being fat, Matt.
So you're right.
They do. Go ahead, buddy. I'm sorry.
They need to, there's an emotional portion of this too, but you're right. You're not helping yourself at all if you're eating this garbage. And you got to go to more whole foods. We're talking about, these companies, big food, they invest a lot of money in the science of making you addicted to food. Remember, this is like the cigarette companies who were already in the business of getting you addicted.
Just any corporate strategy. It was a calculated move by giants like R.J. Reynolds and Philip Morris, who were facing growing public backlash and tighter regulations on tobacco. Philip Morris, for instance, acquired Kraft Foods in 1988 for $12.9 billion, and later bought Nabisco in 2000 for $14.9 billion, creating one of the world's largest food conglomerates. Similarly, R.J. Reynolds merged with Nabisco Brands in 1985. These acquisitions weren't about diversifying. They were about taking the addictive expertise from cigarettes and applying it to food. These companies brought their vast knowledge of addiction science directly into your kitchen, influencing the very fabric of the American diet. It wasn't just about expanding their portfolio. It was about applying the same addictive principles of nicotine to food products, thus ensuring that the same business model, creating lifelong consumers, remained profitable. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. Let's listen to Callie.
So you had in the 90s these two cigarette companies very strategically do two things. They shifted their thousands of scientists who were experts at making cigarettes addictive to the food department. So we had the rise of ultra-processed food where our food now is a science experiment. The second thing they did is they shifted their lobbying. So the cigarette industry, of course, was the biggest, lobbying spenders and had a good playbook. They shifted their playbook on lobbying and rigging institutions of trust to food. So they created the food pyramid. So the cigarette industry, through the food companies they bought, paid off the FDA, the USDA, Harvard to create reports saying sugar doesn't cause obesity. And they lobbied for the food pyramid in the 1990s, we all remember, which said, animal-based fats are bad. Remember, carbs and sugar were basically the base of the pyramid. So the American diet, because of that, because we trust our medical institutions, which they know, we shifted our diet significantly to ultra-processed food. It was very intentional, the food pyramid. That was a ultra-processed food marketing document that carbs were fine, sugar was fine. And that shifted, and you look at dietary patterns. Today, a child diet is 70% ultra-processed food. Now, what does that mean? Right? Those are literally foods invented by the cigarette industry to addict kids. Obviously we've got sugar, but there's thousands of different ingredients and science concoctions that scientists work in a lab to make it more palatable, to make it more addictive. So food consumption, calorie consumption has skyrocketed. And the byproduct of these toxic ingredients that the cigarette industry I watched and helped with this, bought off the USDA, bought off the FDA, is they wreak havoc among our cells. The foundation of our diet is ingredients that we aren't biologically made to eat, that didn't exist 100 years ago.
Dude, listen.
Feeding us stuff that isn't even food. Not only is it not food, it's harmful.
Bro, I listen to these videos and a guy like that, right? He's not representing anyone but us. That when you hear this guy talk, right? And
he is now, yeah.
Yeah, and when you hear him, you understand exactly what he's saying. Cigarette companies,
yeah,
the most evil corporations on earth, next to energy companies in my eyes, and pharmaceuticals. They're the three big ones to me. Bought food companies. So you had the mafia buy coffee shops. And they don't even use real coffee beans anymore. Nope, they just grind up dirt and run water through it, and we drink it. And we go, wow, it's new coffee. It's amazing. And it cost them nothing, and our coffee went down to 40 cents instead of $6. But now we're walking around drinking dirt, and nobody thinks about it because it's delicious, right? Then we find out 10 years from now that dirt going in our body causes cancer. And they knew it, but they'll deal with that later. They'll just pay the lawsuits off, right? When you got $1 trillion in profit sitting there, what's a $300 million lawsuit? Come on, nothing. The hell do I care? Still got $1 trillion left, right? I'm saying
There might not even be a lawsuit if they get this pushed through with the politicians, though.
So
it'll
here-
all be on the up and up, according to the law books.
Matt, I was going to save this for another show, but I've been secretly working a plan to save everything. You remember that movie, Somebody Saved the World? Remember that? It was Somebody Saves the World.
I didn't see that.
There's a movie
go
out, I think it was a teen movie, Pedro's. I don't know. Anyway, the point I'm making, I'm going to save the world with this. And it's really
You're like Bruce Willis.
a little different because there's nothing. Well, we've already been hit by the asteroid. But here's the thing. Before I do that, I want to thank Layla's Nana, who gifted 5 subscriptions.
Oh, thank you.
And Rose Gannon 1 used to work in food industry. Goals were always about profits and market share by formulating for flavor. Never about nutrition. The whole low fat was such a scam. Agreed. Now, Matt, here's where it gets really wild. Here's what we have to do. As just regular old Matt and Mickey, right? Making no money doing this show, right? Every day. Here's what we do. We start reporting who these corporations are and what corporations they own. And you just say to yourself, hey, everybody, if you can, stop buying this. Just stop. You'd be amazed at the impact it will have immediately. If you can disrupt a corporation's profit revenue by, say, 10%, you're destroying the company, destroying it, because they operate off a 15% margin roughly, but you're talking about $1 billion a month. So it's 150 million, say, a month. And these numbers mean nothing. I'm just using them as round numbers. 150 million a month they're making. They're okay.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think it comes back to just us eating real food again. And if we put our money towards just the real whole foods, that's what they're going to provide for us. If they know the other stuff isn't profitable. Here's more on the manipulation of food.
Manipulation of our food system didn't stop with changing guidelines. It went deeper, directly hijacking our biology. The food industry, backed by the same tactics used by cigarette companies, engineered products specifically designed to be addictive, using ingredients like high fructose corn syrup, artificial flavorings, and other chemical additives. These companies knew exactly how to trigger the brain's reward system, making us crave more and eat beyond our natural needs. This isn't just a change in diet. It's a calculated effort to exploit our natural instincts. In the wild, we evolved to seek out sugary, high-calorie foods when they were rare, like fruit, to ensure our survival. The food industry has hijacked this biological drive, flooding the market with ultra-processed products that override our natural satiation signals, leaving us constantly hungry for more. But how does this actually affect us on a daily basis? Kaylee Means dives into the shocking truth of how this engineered addiction impacts our health and well-being. Let's listen to what he has to say.
The problem very strategically, and this is well known among the industry, is that ultra-processed food does, because they're able to do this science experiment with our food, it hijacks our biology, it hijacks our satiety signals. High fructose corn syrup, fructose, it makes us want to eat more. Because in the wild, when you see a bunch of fruit out there, you're well advised to eat it, historically. We've basically rigged our biology to hijack our signals that, make us satiated. So that's what ultra-processed food does.
Yeah, dude, listen. I'm going back to my 3-step thing. The first one was just boycott these companies, right? Matt, he just said something so easy to fix. They own all the companies. They just own them.
Yeah.
All you got to do is start a campaign against them. That's it. You just have to say, hey, guys, remember the hashtag Me Too? I'm not being funny here. That had a global impact, and it worked. Because people went, oh, I know what that's about. That makes sense to me. I'm going to get behind it, right? Who wouldn't get behind treating women without making them sexual all the time, right? Who wouldn't get behind that? This food thing. You should just have hashtag no Nabisco, hashtag no Kellogg's.
I think you're making it more complicated than it has to be. Like I said, you just stop buying the stuff.
That's what I'm saying.
And buy the real food.
But how do you get, Matt? There's, no offense, bro. There's, what do we got? 3,000 views so far on the show. There's 300 million people. There's got to be a campaign. There's got to be awareness. It is so simple to fix. But when you're sitting alone somewhere, in in Butte, Montana, watching this show, and you go, yeah, Mickey, yeah, Matt, but what can I do?
There's
Hashtag no Nabisco.
Yeah, the problem is there's so many companies, you know what I mean? And they own all these huge brands that you think are their own company. Look, Tropicana, owned by PepsiCo. You don't boycott Tropicana. You're boycotting PepsiCo.
But why wouldn't you boycott?
But why wouldn't you just say, look, go in and eat meats, eggs, nuts, beans, rice, eat whole foods. Stop eating this microwave stuff. Stop going through the middle of the aisles of the grocery store and picking up these artificially colored, chemical-filled foods. Stop eating out of your microwave. Cook your food at home. Go to the grocery store every day, like you said. Buy some lettuce. Buy a piece of chicken.
You ever hear people say, oh, you should use oil instead of butter? Butter, you cook it in butter. It's so fatty.
Yeah, it's real fat that your body needs.
Oh my God.
There are healthy oils. You can go coconut oil. You can go olive oil. Those oils are good for you
because they're high in fat.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other ones are they're seed oils.
Yeah.
I mean, they were, like you said, they were made for engine lubricants.
Yeah.
And then they were like,
made for machines, not for human consumption.
Damn, you'd have to eat this for 25 years for it to kill you. We're fine. We're fine. Dude, I don't know. Food drives me nuts. Fat people drive me nuts because it's easier to fix than they let on. The obsession over food was created by the food industry. You watch commercials, they make food sexy. You know what I mean? Like every movie you make, all these people that are photographing their dinner and putting it online. Like, what are you doing? It's turkey, mashed potatoes, corn, and stuffing. We've all seen it. Right? You're going to eat an ostrich. Yeah, take a picture of that. I want to see you eat an ostrich.
Sometimes food's pretty, but yeah.
Yeah, but like it's the addiction of it.
Yeah.
It's the social status of it. It's just it makes me insane. Like it's food. It's a necessity. And when we make it so extravagant and such a turn on for us or so convenient that we're not healthy, that's kind of on
It's a struggle, man. It is. It's a struggle.
Hey, we got to ask people to smash that like button.
Please do.
We just hit over 200 without asking. So now we're asking here at the 1 hour mark. Smash that like button. I'm not going to sing today, Matt.
You put us on the leaderboard yesterday again. So thank you. Those likes and views and comments and everything really helps. So we appreciate you. Mick, something else you got to worry about that affects our food industry is food fraud.
Fraud?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's tons of food fraud.
So, for example, when a manufacturer adds a cheaper vegetable oil to an expensive olive oil, but sell the product as 100% olive oil.
Yeah.
They're essentially cheating the customers. So here's more on food fraud.
Fraud is the deliberate deception of consumers using food.
Dr. Doug Moyer of Michigan State University is an expert on the subject.
That includes adulteration by adding ingredients that aren't supposed to be there, or by deleting valuable ingredients and substituting them.
Researchers have found all kinds of things in food. Take cumin, for instance. In one case, what they found were ingredients you might find in a hardware store. Ground grass seed colored with charcoal dust.
That would be surprising. Yeah, okay.
Just last month, the FDA sent out this alert: undeclared peanuts in cumin powder, posing a serious public health threat.
And what these food fraudsters are doing are substituting peanut shells into the cumin spice to extend the amount of material to kind of make up for what they have not harvested and have not processed.
Another food often tampered with? Olive oil.
Unfortunately, back in the 80s, there was a deadly incident in Spain where industrial grade oil was mixed in with olive oil to extend it, and it put people in the hospitals and killed some people.
Using substitutes or fillers not listed on the label is a violation of FDA regulations and hard to detect.
It's very difficult to check the authenticity of food yourself. I mean, we don't have labs to check the DNA for fish to see if it's really what it's supposed to be. We have to trust.
Trusting your food source may be your only protection.
I try and build relationships with my customers and get to know what they're looking for and what's important for them with their food.
Experts say a local food stand is an excellent way to actually see what you're getting.
So, on top of all these food companies, then you've got these manufacturers and people We got to worry about food fraud. You know?
Yeah.
And like he was saying, part of that is maybe not even shopping in the grocery stores. It might be going to your local food market and farmers markets.
Dude, where we live, you and I, we can drive every day 10 minutes to a local farm. Get all our produce
or a food stand. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we can do it every day and it's not crazy distance.
And it's supporting, local businesses.
Yeah. Does the tomato cost an extra 75 cents or $1? Yeah.
Maybe you might find some good deals.
Yeah,
too,
that's true too.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, man. And the amount of waste. Oh my God. The amount of, the worst part people do is grocery shop for a week. No one does it right. Are there people out there that do? Yeah, sure. Right. But the average person goes, they spend, $200, whatever, $300. They buy a bunch of frozen shit. They throw it in their freezer, right? They'll get to it 4 months from now. Or they buy this great idea they have, kale. I'm going to eat kale.
Yeah, then you throw the bag
you eat it once,
in the garbage
right,
at the end of the week.
That at the end of the week, you do that, right?
I was guilty of that.
We all are.
And that's what I've gotten myself in the habit of doing is, like you said earlier, I mean, you got to go to the market several times a week.
Dude, if you're going
to eat healthy,
I'm going to be honest with you, and it's better. Fresh food tastes better.
And you're going to buy what you're going to eat for dinner that night. You're not going to be like, I didn't eat that kale.
Yeah.
I had to toss a bag of rotten kale in the trash can.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm buying kale and I'm eating kale tonight.
I mean, I just think, like, first of all, your hypnosis stuff, right? Do you do like food addiction?
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the top 3 things. I mean, it's for hypnotists. It's quit smoking.
Yep.
It's phobias.
Yep.
And then it's dealing with food.
Let me ask you a question about food and what do you think most people are addicted to when it comes to food? Is it the eating? Is it the oral fixation? Is it the anxiety and feeding yourself calms that? Like,
yeah, it's different for different people. So, like I said, a lot of that is built on it's emotional reasons people are eating.
Most of it's boredom.
Sometimes it's boredom
because people want to be doing
sometimes
stuff.
It's something deep down that they're dealing with.
Yeah, of course.
Inside that they need to correct.
But don't you think like that goes like for me, like when you find someone and they say things like, I don't know what to do. Right? I'm bored. Let's do something. And you're like, what? And they have no idea. It's like, well, let's go eat. That's something to do. Right.
Yeah. For a lot of people, that is the issue. You're right.
But
for some people that are dealing with these emotional issues, just saying, well, eat less and eat healthier food is just a temporary Band-Aid until they deal with whatever that is within them. But you're not doing yourself any favors by eating junky food. You should aspire to eat less and find the healthier foods no matter what. You want to talk about antibiotics too, Mick? Because, antibiotic and hormone overuse in factory farming, which affects the animals and the animal products that we consume as well. I mean,
wait, before you go there, Shannon just texted, was asking about hypnotism. Like, could you hypnotize her? Like to stop, standing in front of the refrigerator in a 3-point stance? I mean, could you do that?
Yeah.
Dude,
I mean, it's a big. It's one of the, like I said, the top 3 things that people will come to a hypnotist for.
Bro, listen, listen. I know people that the food addiction. My dad's another one. Like, it's literally their happiness, right? Like, I'm not saying this about Shannon. I'm really talking about my dad now. Like, it's happy. Like, to them, eating is what makes them happy.
Yeah.
Right. And I get it. Like when you eat something good, it's good. But I truly believe that the real problem lies at the moment before you eat. Like, what is it that's driving you to need to eat this now? It's not food. It's not that you're hungry. Something is not lining up, right? I used to eat a lot more, right? I mean, dude, I've lost 30 pounds at least. Right. And
what's people chasing pleasure.
Well, but it's psychological is my point.
Yeah.
And when these pieces of crap corporations start playing into that, I see it affecting people. Like even with Shannon, right? I spend just about all of my free time around her. And 90% of it is talking about food. And like, and you see Shannon, I mean, she's not like a.
That's the kind. Where are we going to eat tonight? What are we eating?
She literally should weigh. I mean, she just wrote it in the
it's
chat room.
probably years of our lives.
She wrote she should weigh 700 pounds. She wrote that.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. Like she absolutely should weigh. I mean, we're about the same height, probably close to the same weight. I'm being honest, right? But I'm a very small man. I'm not saying anything bad about her. But she could out eat me 3-1. There's no doubt about it. And I see it. It's not hunger. And I see that like my brother, like my dad, like I see people obsess with food.
Yeah.
Like,
some people will, I eat when I'm stressed. Some people will not eat. When they're stressed.
I do both.
Yeah. But I also do it out of boredom too. I'm in front of the TV and I'm like, all right, what can I munch on here?
Yeah.
And then I eat everything in the fridge and the cabinets before, right before bed.
I mean, I think that, the addiction part is the part that's, I think most people don't get.
Yeah. And
Like,
then it
it's-
doesn't help that, the potato chips are engineered to get you to eat the whole bag.
The whole bag of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and that, I swear to you, with me, it was literally a light switch where I'm just like, what am I doing? Like, I'm eating so much that I don't even want to do anything else. Like, I'll go back and go to sleep after I eat. Then I'll wake up in 5 hours and I'll go eat again. And that was my whole life.
Yeah. I mean, I had ice cream the other night.
Yeah.
And I probably should have just eaten a serving of ice cream, but you just can't stop. You went through an ice cream thing too, didn't you?
Dude, I still battle it.
Yeah.
In fact, here's my biggest problem, and Shannon would tell you this. Let's say today I go get a sandwich somewhere for lunch, which I'm not going to do because I'm doing Rambo's show. The moment we rate it, we're going to go straight to Rambo's show, and I'll be on that today.
Yeah.
I really believe that when all this stuff comes out about the food companies and what they really did, and when I think back, I just told myself, like, all right, this is what they're doing. They're not getting me. I swear to you, like, I literally have this idea of just like, man, I'm not falling for this shit. I'm not dying at 70.
You have to make that decision for yourself.
When you look at it that way,
but
they're trying to poison me, and I'm not going to let them.
Right.
It's a whole lot easier than going, I need to have self-control and not eat Cheetos.
Well, I think you also have to allow yourself to every now and then have a banana split. You know what I mean? You got to live.
Yes,
you got to
dude.
enjoy your life.
I'm going to tell you
stuff
something.
you like and crave.
Bro,
eat it every now and then.
Here's the thing most people don't realize. If you just eat better, people think that means like salads and plain chicken. Nope. You can eat anything you kind of want if it's not ultra processed. That's all you got to know. If it's not ultra processed, you're okay. Use that butter. Listen, got $1 from just don't want to let this go. KHPA.
Yeah.
You should interview BB McGuire. She can talk to you about the gene mutation. Yeah, I mean, food can literally alter your DNA, not your DNA, but your brain wiring. It can make the chemicals in your body do things like when you drink coffee, gives you a little pep, right? That's the caffeine affecting the body. What do you think melted plastic does to the body?
Yeah.
What do you think wax does?
Stadium Zone 1, $20 said, eat a salad and smash that like button.
That's a great
I
idea.
like that. That is an awesome idea.
By
Thank
the way,
you.
keep smashing that like button. It means everything to us.
Yeah.
And thank you for the rants. If you guys want to make a rant, feel free. We told you there's $1,000 rant that's out there. No, we said 500 because that's the limit. If anybody wants to donate $500, whatever you read, whatever you write will get read. Will get read at the beginning of every show. Shannon just dared me to stop eating processed foods. I can do it right now. Without a doubt. But here's the problem. Now I got to eat with her, right? Which means I got to cook everything. I got to decide every meal we're eating.
It's tough, man, because there's a lot of times I'll go through periods in my life where I'll be like, I want to bring home nothing but whole foods. But then the people in my house, my wife, my daughter, they want to eat stuff. They want to eat some junk food that they like. They eat pretty healthy, actually. They eat healthier than I do.
Yeah.
But if it's in the house, it's temptation for me. And I have a much harder time if they're not on board with me. So it makes it difficult.
Here's the other problem. You ever been eating with somebody, they get done, they go, it just didn't satisfy me. You told me you just ate for 45 minutes. What didn't satisfy you? Looked like you were having an orgasm the whole time shoving that in your pie hole. Now all of a sudden it's not like that's the problem.
Yeah.
People use food as an emotional weapon. It's not. Food doesn't care about how you think or feel. It goes in, it turns to good or bad for the body.
Yeah, people like that full feeling too, you know?
Listen, I love...
And they eat until they feel it. By the time you feel that fullness...
You were 20 minutes.
Yeah, 20 minutes ago.
Dude, I'm telling you, when I just started timing myself, I eat for like around 7 minutes. Now it's mental. I don't even have to watch anymore. I don't.
You created a habit.
Yeah, I did. You know? I got, sodas was the really hard thing for me.
See, that's probably one of my only vices now.
Yep.
But they're so bad for you. Yep. Diet and regular sodas.
Another rant.
Awful for you.
Another rant by KHPA because it ties into your talk about food manufacturing because they know about this gene mutation and they just want to kill us. Hi from Newfoundland, Canada. It's Carla. Hi, Carla. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Carla. We appreciate it.
It is it's a hard thing to put in perspective for people because no one wants to think that you are unable to control yourself, right? I mean, about themselves, right? No one thinks that. Everybody goes, if I really wanted to do it, I could. No, you can't. I dare anybody. I'll make a challenge with anybody right now. 30 days. Just time yourself. That's it. Eat for about 6-7 minutes. Wait 5. If honestly in 5 minutes you're still hungry, eat a little more.
Yeah.
Then wait. Just watch how fast you fill up and watch how much you start going, wow, I understand what food does for me now. It gives you energy instead of putting you in the bed.
If you're eating the right foods.
And the right amounts. Yeah.
Let's talk about how antibiotics and hormones, how the overuse in factory farming affects the animals and the animal products we consume. Here's more about antibiotics and hormones.
You did a controlled study where you found the results were dramatic. Explain.
Well, we do most of our work in mice, and we either give mice antibiotics in their water or not. We showed that those mice with the antibiotics, that was the only variable, they got fatter. It develops gradually. It involves their liver and other metabolic organs.
In fact, you found that antibiotics were the switch, and it was most dramatic in the female mice, right?
Yeah, we found in female mice that if we put them on a high-fat diet, they got fat. If we put them on antibiotics, they got fat. If we put them on both together, they got very fat.
Okay.
So they're just, pumping our foods full of these antibiotics, and it's, breeding superbugs. In industrial livestock operations, animals often are given antibiotics routinely, and not just when they're sick. And the reasons aren't medical care so much as it's preventing disease in these overcrowded, stressful conditions.
Matt, I'm going to ask
faster growth.
Yeah, and I think that leads me into this question with you and the chat room. And I'm going to say, well, I got to explain this first before I can do it. You can help me. I want to ask them and you a question, Matt. Here is the question at the end of the day. When you realize that this food and stuff, what they're doing, it's devastating, right? Because there's nothing we can really do about it except coordinate, start buying healthy. Now I'm a capitalist, Matt. I'm a capitalist. If you come up with a product and people want it, you should be able to sell it for whatever the demand is. Except, now here's where my question is. In regards to food and medicine, not restaurants, talking about food production. Don't you think that those industries maybe should be limited to profit? That the idea that they can profit off of poisoning us is allowed? Maybe that's where capitalism goes too
look,
far.
you go over to Europe, there's foods
Right.
that we eat here that are illegal
Right.
over in Europe.
My question is, in America, 1 for yes and 2 for no. 1 is yes, 2 is no. Just type it in. Here's the ultimate question. Would this audience be fine if profit was not allowed in food production and medicine?
Well, how are you going to do that? Because
Real simple.
It's
non-profit. You get paid a salary to work there. At the end of it, that same money, whatever's left, goes back into the company. You cannot have dividends because you're selling cancer medicine.
I don't think it's possible in our,
I do think
our-
it's possible.
our food and drug industries.
So the question is, would you be for there being no profit on food and medic we'll just call it medical?
Who's paying for it? Who's paying all these people?
You're missing the point, dude. I'm talking about a non-profit. You're allowed to pay people. You can't make dividends. You can't at the end of the year have the company profit $50 billion and you split it amongst stockholders. That's disgusting. That you're profiting while poisoning us. I'm saying 1 for yes, you'd be okay with taking all the profit out of food and medicine. 2 for no, leave it and let the market figure itself out. So there it is. I don't, Matt, that's a very simple solution. I'm not saying people would go for it, but you tell these companies, hey, if you got money left at the end of the year, you got to it goes somewhere. You can't profit. Right? Watch how quickly the food industry changes when you take profit out of it and you make production and efficiency the priority. The very fact that 1 is overwhelming, there's a couple 2s, and I knew there would be. I'm on the fence because I'm saying, why do you got to punish these companies? Because people are stupid. If you're dumb enough to eat this shit, I'm kind of with them.
Well,
but at the same time, I'm like, there's a
I
whole lot
like
of
that there needs to be some regulation in our food and drugs. Of course, it's just rooting out all the corruption within those organizations that are supposed to keep us safe. I mean, that's where the problem lies, I think.
But don't you think the idea that they can be for profit and then provide medicine and healthcare for us, but it's all based on profit? There's certain things human beings have to have. Food is one, healthcare is another.
Yeah, but we also have to have incentive for people to want to do these things, right?
Is it always about money, dude?
Well,
I mean,
you're talking about doctors and nurses. You're talking about
No, I'm not.
hospitals.
I'm talking about corporations.
Well, you're talking about our drug industry.
Yeah.
And then you talk about food. You're talking about farmers and their
Matt,
land
everybody
and what they do. And
hold on, you're missing the point.
Yeah.
No one's supposed to volunteer. I have no problems if doctors make a couple $100 grand a year.
I hear what you're saying, but profit
just saying-
is what drives people to do what they do.
Right.
Of course it does.
But what I'm saying is, shouldn't we take the idea of profit out of areas that directly affect us? They could make more money if they put more shit in the food. Right? The fact is, we act like now it's okay. They're making profits because that's capitalism. But nobody steps back and goes, wait a minute, though. The profit you're making is based on lies and deception. Right? That's how they're making these profits, on lies and deception.
Yeah, I agree. That's where I am with it. My head is that we need the regulation, but we need fair regulation.
Yeah,
I don't care if they profit. Let them profit.
See, but once you have profit, Matt, that's where the sharks come in. And they're like, what do you mean I made a 6% return?
Yeah, well, there's
I
a
should have made
problem
it
with all
12.
this lobbying. You know, the lobbying is a huge issue.
Yep.
I mean, it's a constitutional right for people.
Yeah.
But for these giant corporations with just billions of dollars, I mean, they're right in the ear.
Tell me how
of the president.
Tell me how a cigarette company, a company that made cigarettes, is the #1 food company in the country.
Yeah, it's
just
crazy.
Tell me how that's permitted. And then we saw what they did with tobacco and the chemicals, and now our children. It used to be with tobacco companies, you'd go, well, you have to be an adult to smoke. People can make their own decision. Yeah, I get it. But now your little dinosaur chicken nuggets, right? That the little kids love eating a little T-Rex head chicken nugget, right? And you find out there's fingernails and duck beaks and ground up and whatever's coating these things, right? Chicken feces, they don't care.
Yeah.
It's
hot dogs.
And
there ain't no dumpster at the hot dog factory.
I'm just saying, at what point do we go like this? Yeah, we know it. Now you got to pay. Like they make us pay every day. We got to buy this shit. Then we got to live with the health things that it causes. Then we got to tell our family, sorry.
Well, you said
they
we're buying it. You know, we got to stop buying that stuff.
Right, I agree.
And we got to buy real food.
And here's where, but Matt, this is the important thing. And I think this is where a lot of people that are conservatives get lost in the real truth movement. And that's this. There are a lot of people in this country, they're stuck in their 4-block neighborhood, Matt. They're dirt poor, right? They might have a car that a cousin picks them up in. There are a lot of people that live like this. And they have to buy the cheapest, nastiest food you could imagine, right? They have no way of doing this. We, right, have to help them take control of their own lives. That's what I'm saying. When you do these shows, these are where those moments happen, where you come up with an idea where you say, listen, just start telling people, stop making profits off of killing me. I'm not a cadaver for you to study on.
Yeah.
Like that's the movement. No violence, right? We don't need 700 Karens out there with nose rings screaming. We don't need any of that. We just need people to understand, here's what you buy, here's what you don't. And watch the market straighten itself out. Watch these corporations have to put their head between their tails and go home.
Here's something else we got to bring up too before the show is over, because I know somebody else brought it up earlier. Talk about GMOs.
Yeah.
And I feel like, you know, that I think this is a whole topic on itself. We could almost do an entire show, I think, on GMOs. A lot of people obviously are very skeptical of GMOs, and that there's a whole side of people too that say GMOs are safe. People, you know, farmers have been doing this for millennia or however long they've been farming.
Yep.
You know, just in more natural ways, I guess they've been doing it. But that is something we should bring up. The conspiracies are, of course, that they cause unexplained illnesses and cancer, and corporations are using patents to enslave farmers and control seeds, and regulatory agencies are captured by industry and ignore evidence of harm. But I think it would be interesting if we approach that, I think, on a subject of its own, just the whole GMO thing.
You know, man, the fact that they're allowed to say things like low fat, diet, light, all these words that mean F all.
Yeah.
Because they're saying, oh, yeah, low in fat. What we forgot to tell you is that it's really, really high in UPFs. No, there's no fat. But there's 9 different seed oils that went into creating this plastic chip you're eating.
Yeah.
Hope you like it.
Well, it's also, you know, the lack of standardized definitions and regulations surrounding these buzzwords like natural and organic. You know, when you see natural flavors on an ingredient list, easy to assume that it's something derived straight from nature. But these flavors are often chemically engineered compounds that are dissolved in like glycerin or alcohol to mimic the taste of fruits or other natural ingredients. You know, what did I read about banana flavoring? You know, it's essentially some kind of flammable liquid that is the banana flavoring and stuff. I mean, a flammable liquid,
dude,
right?
I mean,
yeah.
Bro, here's the thing. Everything in nature has its place, right? Except for things that we invent.
Yeah.
Like, if your food doesn't grow somewhere or walk around, don't eat it. It's not food.
Yeah.
It's a toy that we figured out how to swallow. Like, have you ever had, like, just for a while, like nothing but farm food, like grown out of the ground, cut in the barn?
I've tried to eat really healthy for yeah, I'd say so. I've gone on through periods of my life where I've just eaten whole foods.
And how did that make you feel?
I mean, it's here. Well, I'll give you an example of the difference that I felt. So
Sure.
I went through this period of my life where I eat nothing but organic chicken, farm raised chicken, pasture raised chicken, eggs, same thing. You got to buy pasture raised eggs if you're eating these animals that are consuming like corn and these grains that don't have any nutrition. You're eating cancer cows. You got to be selective even about the meats and eggs and things. So that's what I was doing. Vegetables, same thing. You got to buy these vegetables and wash them and make sure you get all the pesticides and stuff out of them. You try to eat organic, even though that might need something. So I did that for a period of my life. And then I had a milkshake one day and I went into a coma, essentially, man. I mean, this thing, I thought I was going to die. I mean, it destroyed my stomach.
The sugar?
Yeah, just the sugar from the milkshake. And I think I took like a 45-minute nap after I drank this thing. My body was not used to that feeling that you get when you consume this garbage. You don't realize you get used to that feeling. Mm-hmm. This awful feeling in your body. It's just your norm. It's your baseline.
Yeah.
But when you start eating really well and then you consume something that is so bad for you,
you feel it.
I
used to think my gym going friends were like just jerk offs because they'd be like, dude, I can't eat that. I'll feel terrible tomorrow. And I'm like, you pretentious prick. But I got to be honest. When I got off medicine, that feeling you're talking about where you're just like, wow, I feel alive again. Like I feel like
it's a new baseline.
I'm in my body again. I wasn't here for 20 years.
Right.
And I would imagine, listen, I don't want to sit here and act like I'm some health nut. I'm not, man. I'll eat Cheetos, Doritos. Right? I'll eat a Lunchable quicker than anybody.
I love sweets and junk food.
Yeah, I've gotten way better.
Soda.
Yeah, I've like the sweets. I've been able. I have my moments. I do. I go in a little candy spell. I ate a couple Reese's cups last night, playing Trivial Pursuit.
Yeah.
And man, I gotta be honest with you, dude. Like, I ate like 4 of them, and they're the mini ones. And the 4th one, I was like, God, I gotta eat 30 of them before, and now I'm just like fried chicken. When I tell you, it might go like this: fried chicken, a woman's touch, and sleep. Now it's probably sleep, woman's touch, fried chicken.
You know what's also interesting about
I don't even want it anymore.
Well, I was just going to say the interesting thing about this is when you start to eat healthy, and you stop eating all these sugars and garbage, your gut biome changes.
Yeah,
and your cravings will change along with these healthy foods that you eat. So when I do get on a kick of eating nothing but whole foods, a lot of times I don't even crave that garbage. As a matter of fact, it turns me off. I'm like, ugh. I don't want to put that in my body.
Yeah, there's a lot of foods now that I look at and I go, I'll tell you, man, I used to be like a chicken guy. I would be like, I loved fried chicken, but like a chicken breast. I was always like, give me a steak, right? Or pork. I'd rather have pork than chicken. But now it's like, I actually can see chicken as like a clean meat. You can look at it. It's got a tiny bit of fat in it, right? But you look at it and you go, all right, that's a healthy animal to eat, a chicken. And then when you know how to cook, you can make chicken taste good.
Yeah.
Right. And you just start saying to yourself, man, it's not like even like Chinese food now. I used to get the orange chickens and the General Tso's, all that fried gummy. Now, man, I get like chow mein, just cabbage and shrimp. I'm sure that sauce isn't great.
Brown rice.
Yeah, but I'm up and down on the rice thing. I don't even get it. How can you eat 7,000 pieces of something and then say it's bad for you?
Oh, I love my rice.
How many rice things? That's that old Mitch Hedberg joke, right? Rice is a great food when you feel like eating 2,000 or something.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, I think about, like, there it is in the chat room. Healthy fats are important. They're great for the brain, man. Omega oils, things like that. Fish is incredible. Like, I've gotten older. I've liked fish more. Big salmon fan now. I like white fish, white fish.
You got to eat mostly fruits and vegetables, and then eat healthy meats and eggs and nuts. I mean, that should make up the bulk of your diet.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, we've consumed all this information and what's wrong with our food industry. Let's talk about what we can do to make things healthier and
quit being fat. That's what we can do.
That's
what do you think? Let's run it real quick.
Quit being fat.
You want it right there. You want to join us?
Fat. How do I do that? Go to quitbeingfat.com.
That's it.
That's it.
That is Matt and Ira's page. We are under the gun here. We are doing our Unicity and Feel Great program. We invite you to join us. We've got 10 or so people
I
already
think we got
signed
more
up.
than that. Yeah,
whatever
join
it
us
is.
on our journey.
It's
and,
unreal.
The link is in the description. But no promo code needed. If you go to that site, see if it's right for you. There's a number of things people are using it for: to eat less, to work on their blood sugar. People are using it for depression, diabetes, all kinds of things. Just go to quitbeingfat.com, read about it. Let us know if you think it's something that could fit into your life. Take this journey with us. We're going to tell you what our experience has been near the end of the month here.
Yeah.
So far, so good, though. It's done some, I'm feeling some positive effects from this.
I'm sleeping good. I really am. I'm sleeping good. I forgot last night, the last one.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I'm still trying. Or I did the morning one yesterday and the afternoon one. Today I've done the morning one. I'm going to slip the afternoon one in between shows.
Yeah.
And then I'll do tonight's. But you know, man, this show's been fun for me because I'm passionate about this. Because it does affect people in my life. Like, I see it.
It affects everybody on the earth, you know?
But it's just really weird because this snowstorm, you see things in people, right? You see neighbors and stuff, and you watch, and you go, man, that dude, he ain't doing good. He's eating a lot, you know? And you say, is it when people are depressed, does that get more of a problem? And it does. And that's why I think a lot of this weight loss stuff is really a bigger picture, because I think food companies know that we will use it. We will use their product and we will go to it to feel better. So they made it as cheap and as addicting and as flavorful as possible. It's nothing more than cocaine. It's nothing more than pot or heroin or alcohol. That's all food is to these companies. They're selling a drug, and the drug is nutrition. And like dumbasses, we keep paying for skunk weed is what we're paying for. We're paying top dollar for skunk weed, and it's stupid because there's good dispensaries out there where you can get real weed, and it's homegrown weed. That's what I'm saying. Look at it like a pothead. Pothead wouldn't pay $100 for skunk weed, but he would pay $100 for some killer bud. Treat food the same way. Watch how it helps.
Let's talk about some stuff we can do to combat big food. Number one, have you ever grown your own food?
Well, when I was on a farm, when I was a kid, I mean, I never did. I did have a garden for 2 years as an adult. I grew tomatoes, green peppers, mint. The mint was one of my favorite things to grow.
My wife grows all that stuff, all the herbs
really?
and yeah.
I grew mint and I thought it was going to be really cool, but found out it grows a lot more than you thought. It was basil. I was giving away basil in trash bags, dude.
Yeah, we got the basil at the house too. She got really into gardening a few years ago. So we are growing some foods.
I would kill the garden.
And it's easier to do now, even if you're, in an apartment. You don't have to be on 100 acres to grow your own food now.
So true.
We're growing it out on our deck, our back deck.
You know what's weird? Like, well, I don't want to get into her personal life, but like Shannon has a backyard, and it's actually got a tiered thing that would make an incredible garden. It's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work, but thankfully my wife enjoys it. She loves it. So I benefit from that, which is amazing. But you can avoid potential food shortages that way too. In addition to knowing what you're growing and what's on it.
I can remember my grandfather grew tomatoes when we were kids in the backyard. But my grandfather, he made sauce from scratch. Right. So there were a lot of tomatoes, but I can remember as a kid, like, have you ever had a tomato sandwich?
No, you know what's weird, man? I love everything made from tomatoes
except tomatoes,
but I won't eat tomatoes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, I got to be honest with you. Like a tomato, mayonnaise, salt and pepper, and bread. I'm telling you, dude. It's about a $2 sandwich. I would pay $12 for it.
I think my mom would agree with you.
She's a tomato sandwich girl.
Oh my God, yeah. And she would eat when she was a kid. She said she used to eat tomatoes like an apple.
Yeah. Oh, I've eaten tomatoes right off the vine. That's what I was getting ready to say. My grandfather would yell at me and my brother if we caught us doing that.
Yeah.
Because he's feeding 12 people in that house. I think at one point when we were living there, I think it was 12. And you're growing 20 tomatoes or whatever. You grab one or two.
Sure.
You're messing up the herd. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, grow your own food. We talked about this earlier, but buy food from farmers markets. They're healthier. The sellers are more likely to practice fair trade.
Yeah.
You know, there's tons across the country right now. Hopefully there's some in your area. We're lucky. We know that they're all over the place around us here. It's just new habits in your life, you know, instead of going to the grocery store, you're going to go to the food market instead.
No, I agree, man. You know what else too? I was reading last night.
Yeah.
Last night, eating healthier food. And this is scientific. This isn't me telling you this. This is what I read. They have seen obviously weight loss, diabetes corrected.
Yeah.
Sexual pleasure goes up. Your what's that called? Dopamine levels are more balanced. You crave less things, and you have more focus and time in between.
Look, I mean, you are what you eat is such a cliche, but you are literally becoming what you are consuming. Every cell in your body is becoming what you are consuming.
I totally agree with that. 1 bazillion %. You are literally becoming what you're intaking. Right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Now, look, a lot of people say also don't drink bottled water. Some bottled water is from tap water, and some of it comes from third world countries too. So there's kind of other reasons to not do it. But, you know, people talk about the toxins that could be in there. So, you know, there's water purifiers, I guess you can get. You can drink out of glass. I know a lot of people do.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many things. What would be the one thing you could do today where you would go, oh, that's going to make a difference? Like, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's basically don't eat food with ingredients.
Yeah. I mean,
you know, I mean, that's
your food should just be the food.
Yeah. It's a banana. It's lettuce. It's, you know, it's a walnut. It's an almond. So that's a good start.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it makes like the most sense, doesn't it?
But you do also have to look into, especially with animal products, like, are you eating healthy animals? Are you getting eggs from healthy chickens? You got to look into all that. Unfortunately, look into all that stuff too. And that's where, you know, farmers markets can help because you can get to know the people there and know what their practices are. Or if you grow your own, or, you know, I'm on the fence with the chickens thing, man. You know, I know people that have chickens. Seems like a lot of work for a few eggs, where you can go down and just buy it at the grocery store for $5 for a dozen of eggs.
Well, to your point,
you don't have to feed chickens and clean out the.
Look at Shannon's comment there. Okay, so I can't wait to see you go find all the non-hormone. Can you bring that? Yeah. Non-hormonal organic meat and vegetables, and no more processed. I'm ready. I'll pay. Make it happen.
Yeah, you gotta go to a butcher. You know?
Now, you want to hear the BS about this? BS. It would never stick. It would just. That's the problem.
Stick?
I'd go get this stuff. We'll cook it, and then it'd be great for a week, and then it won't happen anymore because it'll be I had to do it all. You know what I'm saying?
It's got to be habits, man. It's got to be new habits. Like
you
I
have
said,
to tell yourself.
You're not going to the grocery store anymore.
Right.
You're going to get meat from the butcher.
Right.
You're going to go to the farmer's market for your vegetables.
There's a woman, by the way, that goes to 3 grocery stores every time.
Well,
one gets this, one gets that, one gets this. I'm like,
it should be a bit easier then. If she's used to going to several places, just switch those places that you go to.
Yeah.
Right. Another big thing you do is just make it a habit of cooking your own food.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Putting the ingredients together, you know, breakfast at home.
Yep.
Instead of running to fast food, big batch some meals, you know, like food prep. You can put together a week's worth of lunch or dinners for the whole week.
Yeah, you could.
I don't mind that. You know, I don't mind eating the same stuff. My wife might not be on board for that. She likes to eat something different. She could do leftovers like one day. Me, I can eat the same. I can eat the same lunch for a year.
Yeah,
I don't mind that. So,
dude, that's
food
what
prepping is a good thing for me.
That's what I'm getting ready to tell you. I was going to say this earlier. Like, to me, The hardest part of this whole thing is just people have to say, yeah, this sucks. I got to go up the street to get better food. I got to drive to that farm to buy lettuce and tomatoes.
We're so soft as people.
Yeah, it's like,
I mean, think
are
about
you kidding me?
Think about what you had to do just a couple hundred years ago in the 1800s to get butter.
Dude, you
got to churn butter. Do you know how to churn butter or what it takes to make butter?
No, I don't know how to
butter
do,
your bread.
I don't know how
to cook with.
I don't know how to do anything.
And then you don't even have the other stuff. You got to go get the eggs and feed the chickens, and you got to slaughter an animal. You got to go out in the field and pick your food. I mean, at least you can just drive down the street to a food stand and pick it out, right? We're such babies.
Well, I can remember as a child.
We're so soft.
When I say a child, up until I was about 13 or 14, every day, my mother would send me or my brother to the store. And by the way, I lived 5 blocks from the grocery store. It was 5 blocks, it's a half a mile, whatever. I had to walk up to Moravia from where I lived. That's where the grocery store was. And we'd get things, and we'd come back, and we'd have it that night.
Yeah.
My mother would say, I need 2 tomatoes, a green pepper, 2 onions, and she'd give me the little list. I'd go up there with my $20 bill. Everything would cost $8.
Yeah.
I'd come home, give her back 4. She'd be like, where's my 10? I'd go, I don't even know what math you're using, lady. Doesn't even make sense. I stole money is the bottom line, Matt.
I'm Mom 26 saying, Slothman, yes, food is medicine. I couldn't find the original Slothman thing, but yes, right? Eat your food as your medicine.
Absolutely.
I would much rather spend a little bit more on food and less at the doctors or with Big Pharma.
Hey, everybody, we're begging at this point. Smash that like button if you're new to the room. If you're new to the show, please follow us here on Rumble and X. X is above Rabbit Hole. There's no the in it. Above Rabbit Hole. Matt, by the way, we got scammers out there. Have you seen them?
Yeah, where they try to impersonate us as Above the Rabbit Hole and sell their products. We will never try to sell a product within the comments. Just know that.
Never. If we put something in the comments, we'll basically tell you, hey, we're putting something in the comments.
Yeah. Well, all of our sponsors go in our description normally, or we'll talk about them. But
and our page in here is called Mickey Talks. That's our name in the chat room. It's Mickey Talks. So, like, here, I'll show you.
We just told the scammers now, so.
Yeah, fine. We see, but whatever.
We won't ever do that, though. We won't ever try to sell you a product in the comments.
Mickey Talks just said hi in the comments. That's us.
Yeah.
That is us. By the way, I'm a little worried about Drea. I haven't heard a word.
Yeah, well, she's got her other gig during the day, our new time.
I mean, she thinks because we moved to noon, we're just going to let her.
Dre's our producer who's been helping us out in the comments.
Hey, wait a minute, though. You think just because we decided to go at noon that we're going to let her just keep her full-time job and support herself?
We pay her so well.
And support herself in life. She's not going to throw everything away to help us anymore?
Yeah.
Who the hell does she think she is, buddy?
Right.
She wants to be on the wagon that's going to the stars, baby. She better jump on board. Yeah, I guess we're going to have to get a comms manager.
Maybe.
We got to do it, bro. We can't keep doing this.
Here's the other thing. Remember this.
Yeah.
Shop around the perimeter.
That's
right?
it.
Produce, seafood, meat, eggs, all that garbage in the middle, with, like we said, with the exception of a few products, rice, beans, just those one ingredient type things. Shop all the healthy stuff and don't eat the garbage. That's one way you can combat big food.
By the way, another thing just came up in the comments. Venison is a great meat.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful meat. It's deer for you city folk.
And it's wild. It's out there eating plants and grass and all this stuff with nutrients in it. It's not being fed this awful grains that don't have any nutrients. So, the animals that don't eat nutrients, that's what we're getting in us. That's why you got to be careful about where you buy your meats as well, and your eggs, and even the butter, stuff like that. What kind of dairy some of the products are made with.
Well, man, it's funny. Like, as we started doing this show, Matt, by the way, look at all these people going, hey, Mickey, it's Rambo time. They all know I'm going to do Rambo after this show. I got 16 minutes. Don't rush me. I can't wait, actually. That's going to be a fun day. But, Matt, in regards to these subjects, it's interesting when we start talking about them, like how much passion we have about them. And it's because these kinds of shows are just always ignored by mainstream. And it's the kind of stuff people would love to spend an hour or two talking about, as opposed to what somebody wore to a game show or an award show, or talking about Trump telling everybody how stupid they are. It's like, yeah, we get it. He's right, whatever, fine. But every now and then, like, we got to think about other things.
Yeah, I mean, some people probably knew a lot of these things. Are there people let us know, are some of these things shocking to you? Like you've never heard some of these things about our food before in the food industry? Just throw a one up if it's a yes. Have you been shocked or at least learned something new from this show?
By the way, Matt, we got to thank Walker75 with a $5 rant. You guys are doing great. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much. Bobble, $265, $10. I love watching your progression. By the way, live 12 noon. I guess that means Rambo Show. I guess that.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
But thank you. Yeah, Matt, I mean, some people in here saying they heard new stuff. Some people are saying, I think a lot of people know it. And it's just one of those things that we're all like, I don't want to say anything. We're all guilty of it.
Well, you need to be reminded too. You can be like, oh yeah, I gotta stop eating this garbage.
Yeah. No, I agree, Matt. I really do.
It's too easy to being a Gen X kid.
Yep.
To just fall back into your habits of what you were eating in the 80s, the 70s and the 80s.
Yeah. Matt, I'm thinking too, our little above the rabbit hole logo, the circle and the flame, the eternal flame thing.
Yeah.
Right. It's also like a rabbit tail. Did you figure that out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also my halo.
Yeah. It's also your halo. Look at you, Your Honor. What I'm thinking, Matt, is we start a little food thing with our logo. We take the little circle and the tail and we put it on thing and it just says, eat healthy.
Above the rabbit hole approved.
Yeah. Above the rabbit hole. Yeah. So that would be ATRH. ATRH.
Then who regulates us, Mick? Huh? Who regulates us?
Jesus.
Oh.
Jesus regulates us,
Okay.
I think.
Wow.
And look at the
Some
show.
connections you've got there.
Well, I mean, look, dude, Jesus is the only way to explain how you and I can be on our 15th show and 10 of them have made the leaderboard.
Yeah, well, thank you guys.
It's unreal.
Smash that like button. It does help.
I just like to sit here for a couple minutes and take it all in, Matt. Just when you see the audience react, when you see how many people are here,
yeah,
when you see that we're, almost at we're over 300 likes again, thousands of people have viewed the show. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
Gen X.
Lots of great comments here.
By the way, I do believe that Gen X is going to save the world. We're the last generation that remembered things real. I think we're the last generation that remembers when everything wasn't fake.
Yeah.
I really do. I mean, we can remember TV, things would happen on live TV because it was really live. We can remember horrible things happening because people are horrible in the world. What was that one? Tracy said what?
She said 2, but I read Fit for Life decades ago.
Oh, gotcha.
So she's read a lot about this kind of stuff. And we know a lot of you did, but as people are saying here, reminders is a good thing. I mean, sometimes, we fall in and out of it, right?
Yeah, of course we do. But listen, Matt, I learned a long time ago that if you just believe in something, it really can come true. Like it sounds so stupid in like a Disney movie, but there's a reason. It really is true, dude. You can manifest destiny. You really can, man. You can
we talk about that with this show sometimes, don't we?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I believe our generation, like even my kids are starting to wake up a little bit, like very little, but they'll look at me and they're like, Dad, what was it like? I'm like, what do you mean? Before phones, that's got to be fascinating to a kid to wonder what it was like walking around all day and nobody could get a hold of you. You could be at the park for 3 hours, 4 hours. Nobody even cared where you were.
Yeah.
Now you got to check in every 20 minutes, right? There's perp patrol everywhere. How many guys probably were standing behind trees, pleasuring themselves, watching kids play when we were little? Like, now it's just, I don't even know, man. Between the food, between the perverts, we got to change all this, Matt. And a lot of work we got to do. You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of work. Well, we got lots more
shows,
including one tomorrow at noon East. I hope you guys can join us for that. Want to remind everybody, if you are on Rumble, If you could go over and follow us on X, we'd love you for that, and vice versa. If you're on X, come over, give us a follow on Rumble.
Sassy Cindy, this is the funniest one. Put that one in there. It is so true. Where were our parents? If I'm telling you now, if
I have great parents.
No,
mine. It was the way. It was the way.
What happened was our generation. This is really what happened. Our generation got to be about 14, 15 and went like this. Yeah, like this is all BS. You kind of just figure it out as you go along. And then we said, you know what? That's not good for kids. They need direction. They need to understand. They need to know. And we started explaining things to kids like they're real people, right? Like you explain something to an 8-year-old why he's in trouble. That's ridiculous. That's another thing. We're going to do a whole show on parenting. Seriously.
Oh, boy.
We're going to do 15 minutes on smacking, too. But not hard. I mean, that's the thing. It's got to be that kind of.
I do not approve of that.
You have a daughter.
Yeah.
Who smacks their daughter?
I'm not going to smack any of my kids.
Well, because you had sons, you would. All it takes is, dude, both my boys got a backhand one time in their life. And they were little and nothing ever happened again. I also had to accept them telling me to go F myself. So.
And now they can beat you up.
Now they can whoop my ass. But the point is, Matt, they know what it's like to get backhanded and disciplined. It's a real thing. You don't agree, do you?
No, they'll get plenty of that on the playground, I'm sure.
All I'm saying is my father beat the crap out of me, and look at me, I'm fine. I don't have any issues.
We're both great.
Do you know I went through drywall into another room?
What do you mean you went through drywall?
I was suddenly removed from the position I was standing in and placed in another room.
Your parents pushed you through a wall?
That's a weird way to put it. And they were not both involved. And I don't even say it was a push.
Wow.
It was more like one of these, like whack. And I was against the wall, and he's a bigger guy. And I deserved the full face slap that I got, but I was a very little dude, and I kind of went through the wall. And all I remember was kind of looking up, and he was looking through the hole. Like, you got anything else to say? And I was like, we're going to need another bag of spackle because this ain't going to be enough, bro. You just took the entire laundry room wall out.
And now we know what happened.
By the way, yes, Q Juice is healthy. That's what happened, Matt. I was knocked through the laundry room wall.
Yes, that is on the perimeter of the grocery store, by the way. That's not actually. All right, we got to get out of here. You got to do Rambo 2.
Yeah, we got to rate him, buddy. Go to our email. I need you to grab that link.
Oh, Lord, Mick.
It's right there in the open email. Yep.
Where are you?
Are you in
this?
Yep. Put raid in the space and then that. We're going to raid the Rambo show. And I will be back to it when it goes live at 2 p.m. Hoping to see you guys there. As always, we want to thank Joe, Dave, everybody over there. The nicest people in the world. And we are so excited.
What is it? Raid slash then a space?
So raid slash space.
Why isn't this working?
Raid slash space link.
All right, I need to get the link again.
Yep.
It didn't copy.
Yep.
All right. I love that we do this on the air every day, Mick.
Yeah. I mean, dude, so what we got to do.
There we go.
It is rated. Then we got to, did we approve it?
I don't know.
No. Oh my God. Delete that. Hurry up. Delete.
Mick.
Delete.
All right.
Sorry, bro.
Meanwhile, we're freezing, I think. All right. Ready? What do we do?
Never mind. I'll do it.
Raid?
Raid. Yeah. But you got to go to the actual show to get that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll get it on. We'll get on after the. We'll get in the comments after the show.
Well, we got to put it. Or no, it's not a rate. So, sorry, dude.
Oh, all right.
The least we can do for him.
All right. Let's see here.
Yep. Take your time. Everybody's nice. We don't have anything. There it is. Yep.
Is here?
I think. Nope. You got to go to his feed. Is this the one? Yeah, there you go. Is that it? Is that the one?
It's got to be, right? It's the
I would
latest one.
think, yeah. We're going to do it, guys. Sorry, everybody.
All right. Raid slash space.
Yeah.
Boom. There we go.
Yeah.
All right. That was a very exciting part of the show.
But it didn't raid again. It's not, something's not working. You're doing the space after raid.
I'm trying different things here to try to make it work, Mick.
I got you, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know either. Whatever, we'll try to rate it. We're screwing it up somehow. Maybe Rambo will come over and do it for us. Anyway, apparently they're saying underline. I don't, it is underlined. I don't know what it means. Anyway, click that button. See what happens, Matt. Click that raid. Who cares?
Click what raid?
The one you posted. Try any of them. I don't even know if it works.
Yeah, it goes.
It worked.
Yeah.
Yeah. It worked yesterday. Hopefully it works today.
Yeah.
It's here in the chat. Join up. I'll be there right around 2, a little after. Thank you, everyone. Sorry about the weird ending. It happens sometimes that way, and we don't mean anything by it. Thank you. We love you, and we will see everybody tomorrow.
12 noon East.
See you then, everybody.